Miami or a heat wave. Bounce back when they tell you no. Debate your greatness and flair and let them enjoy the show.
Evening, guys. I'm going to basically be arguing why religion does not do more harm than good. If we look at the current society that we live in, there's currently a perception that religion is causing division, it's causing segregation, it's causing the killing of many innocent young people. But however, I think that's nonsense for the following reasons. Many people use religion as a symbol of their convenience. They use it for their own personal agendas. I see it as a point scoring. It's almost like the saying that a devil in sheep's clothing. That's the way I see them. They're very misunderstood. Religion gives a sense of journey and direction. I'll give you a quick example. Is like, for example, if you don't know where you're going to, a certain location, what you will use is your GPRS. The GPRS is almost what allows you to get to your destination. Religion is like the GPRS of a man's life. It gives them a sense of direction. It gives them a sense of well-being. Because it's through religion, it allows them to attain where they want to go to. And if you were to remove the GPRS, which is religion, from a man's life, ask yourself, would they have a sense of purpose? Would they have a sense of direction? Where is that very religion that defines where they're going? Religion is a sense of life. It's what gives them a sense of them living. It's like, ask yourself, can a plant start if it doesn't have a seed? It's through the seed that the plant grows. And religion is like the seed, and it's through them following which defines their moral values that they're able to grow. It's like another example I like to give you. It's like, if you remove the heart of a man from his body, ask yourself, would he still live? Religion is the heart of a man, which keeps him alive, which keeps him waking up every single day and saying, thank you, Lord. Or to whoever you serve, that thank you, Lord, for keeping me. It keeps them alive. Like, if you look at it in terms of history, like Muhammad Gandhi, when he fought the British Raj in India, he didn't use guns, he didn't use knives, he used the principle of non-violence. It's called, in Hinduism, it's called ashma, which is non-violence. And he was able to reach a peace solution without war. If you look at it, for example, in terms of South Africa, Desmond Tutu and the church, during the time of apartheid, when South Africa was in turmoil, he didn't use guns. He brought the church into the community, and he was able to reach a peaceful solution. Like, if you think about it, even in terms of Islam, people say, oh, that Islam is the main threat. Islam is the main threat. No, that is nonsense. Because I'm not Muslim, but I read a bit of the Quran, and it says, like in chapter 2 of verses 190, it says, do not go beyond your limits, because God does not love transgressors. It clearly states that. Just like, for example, if you look at the Bible, for example, it says, blessed be those who are peacemakers. It's like everyone here will be able to identify, love your brother, love your neighbor as you love yourself, things like that.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The previous speaker was very eloquent and told us about how he likens religion to GPRS. I'd just like to take an anecdote from my life. I've recently been learning to drive, and on one of my first major journeys, I was driving from my home in Poole to Waterloo. And it was only after I'd been in the car for 5 hours that I realised I was heading towards the wrong Waterloo, the one that was in Liverpool, ladies and gentlemen. What we say is religion can sometimes be good. It can sometimes provide a meaning for lots of people in lots of lives. And we think we don't want to take that away from people. But what we also say is religion allows certain individuals to use and purport certain passages within religious texts and use it for their own advantages. So we see when people do hate speech and quote from the Bible, ladies and gentlemen, what they do is they take it out of context, but they are able to use it and they are able to be free from critique. They're able to stand up on a pedestal and get people to accept what they're saying, ladies and gentlemen. And we say that this is the most damaging part of religion. The previous speaker talked about Desmond Tutu. And recently in the news, you would have read that Desmond Tutu has just got up and said he does not believe in a God that would persecute homosexuals. Now, that's a good thing, ladies and gentlemen. I hope most of us would agree with that. The problem is, he's not in the majority of religion, ladies and gentlemen. He's not in the majority of the perspective of allowing homosexuals to get married, ladies and gentlemen. And we think that because he is the exception that gets the news, it just shows how far away from what religion should be it has gone wrong. So into doing this debate, we need to look at two scenarios. A world in which religion exists and a world in which religion doesn't exist. In the world in which religion doesn't exist, we imagine things happening in a very similar manner, ladies and gentlemen. We may get slightly less charity. We were willing to accept that. We would probably get slightly more science, ladies and gentlemen, because we wouldn't have the Pope burning all of Galileo's findings. But what's more important is we would get people getting up and standing up to all of the individuals who have used religion to justify acts of hatred. So why are individuals allowed to use religion to justify acts of hatred? What is special about religion? Well, the thing that's special about religion is the fact that none of us in this room can prove that God exists or doesn't exist. The purpose of this debate isn't to say that he exists or not. I have no ability to do that. Science has no ability to do that because he is outside the definition of science. What comes on from this is that it means that it is a question of belief. It is a question of how you think that the world should be formed and also a way of framing your life, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, so just moving forward. I'm going to be doing 2 songs, as you mentioned, from an album I released in January. That doesn't sound nice. From a free album I released in January, and the first song I'm going to do is called Still Stay. I hope you enjoy it. Oh. Or not. Okay, Still Stay. Please enjoy. Everything was flowing nice and the star kept me hooked on your loving thus far, yeah. But then I caught you playing games with my heart. Had these random people come tear us apart. Should have left your ass in the street, no doubt. But I never mind the drama. Ignore my mama, threw away the warning signs. Jaded by the ray of light in your eyes. So focused on your loving, big money stacking, swagger got me tripping. Should've known better, but somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 trapped in a dangerous circle with no trust. I know you saw my missed call light up. You could have just told me where you were. Stupid mind games. You're clearly playing me with your charm, knowing what to say and still get by. You know you frustrate me with your lies, but I never mind the drama. Ignore my mama, threw away the warning signs. Jaded by the ray of light in your eyes, yeah, yeah. So focus on your loving, big money stacking, so I could go be trippy, yeah. Should've known better, but somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Na, 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 somehow I still stay. Okay.
Yo, thank you. Yeah, I'm a rapper. This piece I wrote is really about the people and religion, so I hope you get what I'm trying to say. I want to start. We need to know thy enemies. Religion causes harm, and it can't be so heavenly. Harmful preaching, positive energy. I just think people be the remedy. I just think people be the remedy. I just think people be the remedy. Harmful preaching, positive energy. I just think people be the remedy. Is religion harmful? Used to dodge religion, but only 'cause I'm artful. Now I give a chance to advance you. I'm religious, but nah, it don't harm me. It all depends on the person if you ask me. Heard it's doing kids harm, polluting the minds cause they're preaching bad Islam. Words that are this calm can be misinterpreted. Now someone's getting discharged. Does it do harm? Nah, that is corny, cause it all depends on who's telling the story or reading the scriptures, making it sound corny, for or against, but really, are you sure, G? So slowly but surely, how can I be hurting? In church, I don't even practice what I'm learning. It's cause I ain't perfect, still soul searching. Religion's an excuse and it needs to stop working. Can't remember the last time I went church, but I am what I am and I am not hurt. Ain't no mistaking it. I believe in one God. But in discussions, I'm an atheist because people preach well and there's others that are faking it. People follow them, so now they're imitating it. People giving money, but only because they're making it. Them irritating pricks on arms like what's worshipped by them Asian kids. I ain't trying to take the piss. Evil exists everywhere. This topic's dangerous. But the question is, will it change? I guess, will it change? People wage wars over feeble causes based on profit and land resources. They hang behind religion by saying it's holy. So they got kids on it quick, sort of like Coney. We need to know that enemies. Religion causes harm, then it can't. If religion causes harm, then it can't be heavenly. Harmful preaching, positive energy. I just think people be the remedy. Positive energy, harmful preaching. I just think it's the people, not religion be. Sit still.
Hi guys, I'm actually going to tell you a story today about how I feel about religion, and it kind of expresses my idea. And it starts off in a small town in this country, but I'm not going to tell you where. Maybe you can guess eventually. But it's about two girls. And from the very beginning, these girls, Hannah and Hayley, seemed destined to be friends. They were born in the same hospital, on the same day, in the same ward, and their mothers were in the beds next to each other. Only the problem was, this hospital didn't have a huge amount of beds free. It didn't have enough incubators for all the kids who'd been born that day. So Hannah and Hayley started off by sharing the very first thing that they had in this world, which was an incubator. They were both put in the same place, and they shared the very first warmth that this country could give to them. And then they were taken home, and they started to be brought up by their parents, but they lived nearby. So sooner or later, over the years, they saw each other a little bit, and they always kind of knew, because their parents told them that that was the kid that you shared your very first act of humanity with. They gave something that they had to you, and you gave something back. And that always kind of linked Hannah and Hayley. They always kind of loved each other as a result of that. And as they grew up, they saw each other more and more. They'd go around to each other's houses, but only when their parents were out. And they'd see each other sort of around and about in the shops and at the playground. But the problem was that they weren't from the same religion. So their parents weren't too pleased about this. Their parents believed in what they'd been told by their parents, and they'd been told that by their parents. And what they knew about the other people, the other religion, was that they were different. They weren't like us. And so every time when Hannah or Hayley would come home and say, "Oh, I saw Hannah or Hayley today and it was really good fun," they started off worried, and then they got a little bit angry, because they didn't want Hannah and Hayley to mix with each other. They didn't want them to mix with the other people, the people who didn't think like them, the people who they thought were going to hell. And they didn't want their daughters to get caught up in something weird and funny and alien and from the other side of town or the other side of the street or wherever. And so they started to tell Hannah and Hayley not to see each other anymore, because they believed the wrong things. And that didn't matter at first, that was fine. Hannah and Hayley didn't care. But over the years, every single day, every single Sunday, they were told that those other people on the other side of the road believed something different from them, and that they shouldn't be trusted, that those people were going to hell. And it all started fine because Hannah and Hayley just didn't want each other to go to hell. So they started off by saying, you know what, maybe if you acted a little bit differently, maybe if you thought something slightly different, maybe if you behaved differently, maybe if you were a different kind of person, then you wouldn't go to hell. You wouldn't spend an eternity in the burning fires of damnation. Because they were worried about that, because they're kids, right? And kids believe in that stuff. But the only reason they were told that was because their parents were afraid of things that they didn't understand. They were afraid of people who were different from they are.
Taking pity on you now, you're feeling lonely. It ain't my problem, you feel like it's all coming down. If you don't own it, then maybe you'll just look around that you were gonna be a star. So won't you tell me where you are? A sound is coming from afar. You should've left the door ajar. Now you want me to catch you. Now you're falling. Cause now you're falling. Now you're falling. Yeah. And now you're falling. Ooh, yeah. And now you're falling. Oh. I can't believe it. I wasted way too many tries to help you through it. You called it friendship, but you always let me down. It came to it. So if I switch the roles around, you won't be nowhere to be found. So don't you dare come back around and wanted me to hold it down and wanted me to catch you. Now you're falling. And now you're falling. Cause now you're falling. Yeah. And now you're falling. Ooh, yeah. Now you're falling. Oh no. You said you didn't need me, but clearly you do, cause you're not good without me. And now you see it's true, but it's too late to pick it with me, cause I know who you are and I don't wanna know you, don't wanna know you. Now said you didn't need me, but clearly you do, cause you're not good without me. And now you see it's true, but it's too late to pick it with me, cause I know who you are and I don't wanna know you, don't wanna know you. Oh yeah. Hey, cause now you're falling. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to ask you to use your imaginations now. I want you to imagine a world where religion just never really happened. We're not talking about getting rid of religion. We're just saying that religion didn't catch on for whatever reason. People didn't think it was realistic, or the founders of the religions just, didn't catch on in the way that they have done. And for some reason, the modern world does not have the religious groups in it that the world we live in now does. And the question I want to ask you is, which world is better? The one where religion never happened, or the one that we live in now? And we, on the blue team, firmly believe that the world we live in now is considerably better than the one where religion didn't quite catch on. And we got 3 reasons for that. And the first one is that in a world where religion didn't happen, we think there's considerably less good being done. We think that religion gives people an enormous motivation to do good to the people around them and the people that they share the world with. And the motivation comes from the knowledge that if you do this, you will be rewarded not just in this life, but in a life beyond. And we think that's a bigger motivation than any sort of non-religious moral code can give you to do good. I just want to remind you that across the world, the first schools, the first hospitals, the first charities were all set up by religious groups because they had this strong religious moral conviction that they had a duty to help out people who were worse off. And we still see that today. We see that charitable giving and looking after the people around you are fundamental parts of pretty much every major religion going. And that's an enormously positive thing, and we think that that's something you lose, and it'd be a terrible thing to lose from the world if religion never happened. And the second point that I want to look at today is we think that individual people would be worse off if they didn't have religion. Religion gives people an amazing sense of self and of comfort that life is going to go all right. We think that religion gives you the ability to get through difficult situations in a way that nothing else really does. I think that when you have, terrible things happen in the world, and the ability to know that you've got God on your side and to know that there is a plan and that it will work out well is something that helps people to get through some of the absolutely horrific situations that they do find themselves in. And we think without religion, again, that's something that we lose. We lose the ability to fall back on our faith and to say, we know that this is going to be better. I know I'm going to get through this. And that's something that you lose if you've never had religion. And then the final point I wanted to talk about today is I'm going to address some of the issues with religion that the Red Team brought up. Because they quite rightly pointed out that religion has been known to be a justification for conflict. It's known that churches and mosques and synagogues have had corruption within them and have caused bad things to happen. But the way that I look at this is that people like to belong to groups. And if no religion had ever caught on, we think that every person would still find themselves a group that they wanted to associate with. I mean, who in here doesn't have at least 15 different groups that they associate with? You've got everything. You've got from the big things, from your nationality to your faith to your racial group to whatever it might be. It goes all the way down to the tiny little silly things. I mean, you might associate with somebody because they've got the same hair colour as you. You might associate with them because they like the same bands that you like. It doesn't matter. We like to form little groups based around things that we have in common with other people.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to summarize this debate along two major arguments. I'm going to talk to you about what would have happened if history actually hadn't had religion, which is direct response to Sami's arguments. And secondly, I'm going to bring you some distinct harms that come from religion as we know it. And a lot of this is also going to be rebuttal integrated, right? But primarily, what do we tell you on our side of the house? We tell you that faith is personal, that spirituality is personal, and we don't have a problem with that. We tell you that religion is a very unique form of organizing this faith, where you have certain individuals who are at the helm, who say that we are the voice of God, for instance, or that we can communicate God's message to you. And we tell you that that's the problem, and the harms of that particular form of organized religion is what we bring to you in our side of the house. So Sami tells you that there would have been lesser charity. Now here is the problem, right, ladies and gentlemen? If we are willing to accept that some people are inherently evil and will do evil things even without religion, we also, by the same token, have to accept that some people are inherently good and will be able to do inherently good things even without religion. That is what we tell you. Secondly, we also hear that religion, for instance, has been responsible for ending conflicts. We tell you that a lot of these conflicts have been caused by religion in the first place, or even if not by religion per se, by the way individuals have manipulated religion or the way individuals have said wrong things about religion. Now, and this is what brings me to the unique harms that we see, religion as having in modern society, right? So what does David tell you? David tells you that there is a very different sort of system of rationality that we apply when we're being critical about bad things that are outside the religious framework and things that are bad within the religious framework. Why is this, ladies and gentlemen? Because, ladies and gentlemen, if the Pope says something, you cannot criticize him, because you're not just criticizing the Pope, you're criticizing the message of God, right? And we think that is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. We think that there is a a reduction in critical engagement simply because you're not just talking about individuals who are representative of their own individual views. You're talking about individuals who are transmitting messages from a being that who we believe to be extremely powerful, who we believe is essentially unknowable. We tell you that when such individuals are placed in control of such tremendous amounts of knowledge, the likelihood that they're going to exploit that knowledge and the harms that come from that exploitation of that knowledge are further increased. Secondly, so, for example, within this point, look at the way, let's say look at the way discussion around the U.S. support of Israel is limited within public consciousness, right? This is because this is a support that is mediated primarily on religious ground. This shuts out, for instance, people engaging in conversation with it in a rational fashion. But secondly, we also tell you that there is a very unique problem in the way we understand religious justification, right? Now, the reason, the point is that religion is a very specific sort of set of, let's say, rules or beliefs or scriptures or sort of doctrines, for instance, that tell you what is right and what is wrong. So essentially, you derive your sense of morality, you derive your sense of ethics from this religious institution, or from a religious institution, right? What happens when that religious institution itself engages in something that's harmful, that itself engages in something that is wrong? We tell you that any problems that you then have are further increased, are further exacerbated. This is why it is a problem when when individuals manipulate religious rhetoric to sort of, let's say, start religious conflicts, for instance.
So I'm going to introduce a good friend of mine. I'm actually some of his entourage at the back, Ola and Cole. Oh, sorry, Babatunde and Cole. I'm actually trying to get into their team, the funny team. I don't believe I'm funny, but I'm sure I could deliver a couple of things in their squad. Travis J, very funny guy. I know you're going to enjoy him. Please welcome him to the stage. Thank you.
What's going on, everyone? Give me that sound. Let me get that sound. Yeah, appreciate that. First thing, guys, yeah, do you wanna, I don't know, I just wanna do this by myself, is that all right? Guys, let's get off. Yeah. Nah, I don't know. It's not a team sport, I just kinda wanna put, no pressure. I mean, no, appreciate, earlier was sick. You guys did your thing, I'm just saying. Just wanna clear it up. Don't know. Some things need to be said, that's all. You guys in a good mood though? Make some more noise, please. Make me feel welcome. Yeah, man. I'm in a good mood. A little while ago, I was out in Jamaica, catching a nice vibe. Jamaicans inside, make some noise. Zaga's out, blacka, yeah. If you're not Jamaican, what that means is, how's the family? Is everybody well? You guys, everyone safe? You know. So I'm aware that people have misconceptions about what life is like in Jamaica. I'm just gonna tell you right now, those are not misconceptions. Everything you think is happening the same way you think it's happening, right? But you know, it's not a crime necessarily, it's just a casual way they talk about that stuff on the news. Like it's calm. 6 o'clock news, guy be like, good evening and welcome to the 6 o'clock news. I'm Neil Matthews. Today there was a shooting in Mandeville, 4 people were shot. And 4 people were pronounced dead. And here's my favorite bit, the police are still looking for clues. I'm like, fam, this ain't a board game, I kinda need some info from you. Mad. You know, and I watched a lot of the adverts, right? You know, in Jamaica, they get a lot of American adverts, right? Specifically medical. And you know, it's like typical American ads. It's so theatrical. Guys would be popping on the screen, just be like, "Do you suffer from heartburn?" Straight afterwards, "Oh, my heart, it burns." I'm thinking to myself, that's not even how heartburn works, fam. Anyway, but it's an exciting advert, right? I'll watch to the end. Do you know what I mean? And I'm a very positive guy. I have a real, you know, good outlook on life. But when I saw that advert, I kind of wanted heartburn. It was one of them situations. Anyway. This is where it got real. End of the advert, this is where the truth come out. Please consult your doctor before using ammo tab. Side effects may appear as amnesia, athlete's foot, and also heartburn. Mad thing, man. You know, me, I have a problem with bugs, right? I have a special way of dealing with bugs over here. I got a little girl, she's 2 years old. She hasn't learned fair yet. Whenever there's a spider involved, hey, come babe, there you go. Get that spider. Yeah, don't give that, not to me, no, listen. In the bin, high five. Bonding, daddy-daughter time, you understand? That's how we get close. Now, I'm in Jamaica, I'm in the shower, I'm having a little vibe. Now, I don't know if you lot know this, but when us young guys were in the shower, we become our own favorite MC. I'm in the shower, catching the vibe, all of a sudden just, yo, listen, them men wanna chat, wheel it, cut back, then step back, oh my days. I'm also my own hype man, just interrupt, wheel it, walk to the end of the bath, then come back, salute myself in the shower head, inside. You know what I mean? Calm. calm living, yeah? Then I see this bug I've never seen before. Orange body, skinny black leg, orange feet. I'm thinking to myself, this bug has more swag than me. I was scared and impressed at the same time. But I'm also not a dickhead, so I'm not gonna get chiefed out my own shower. I'm thinking, let me get comfortable, start spitting again. Yo, listen, them when I shit. Obviously I'm scared now, it sounds a little different, you understand? Anyway, fear gets the better of me, I'm jumping out, I'm like, nah, I'm done. I see the thing start walking, looking for my towel. My towel is hung up right where the bug is. I had to make a big man decision. Shake dry, and I'm out. I'm involved, don't piss me off. Madness. Madness. You know, I pay attention to society, right? And I feel like one thing that's changing right now is racism. Racism is not really about, say, black and white anymore. It's more about class. You understand? Everywhere you read newspapers, any mention in media, it's always about class, middle class, working class. It's like a subliminal message to let you know where you stand. I think the one thing that's gonna change is our job applications. We're not gonna have to be like, tick the black, white, or Asian. It's just gonna be like, cut the nonsense, get to the class. And they'll give you criteria, because they just wanna help you find out. And, you know, it'd be like this. If you have a friend named Oscar, tick middle class. If at the age of 16, your parents bought you a brand new car, tick middle class. If you have a friend named Jermaine, tick working class. If at the age of 19, your parents ask you to start paying rent, tick working class. And then below that, there'd be lower class. And it'd be just, if neither of the previous conditions apply, we regret to inform you the position has been filled. Good luck with those benefits. Mad. Mad.